All right, so guys, I want to hit you guys with something real quick. I'm trying to make these things shorter because I'm starting to realize that everybody might not have the time to do all this. But essentially, I want to talk about greed today. Um, how people define greed for me is essential. It's simple. It's wanting more than what you necessarily require, or that uh, what's necessarily required, or um, stepping on somebody else next to get it. Now, I'm all for competition. I'm all for you know getting a one leg up, studying your craft, going to school, sharpen your iron sharpens iron, things of that sort. So I'm all for that. So don't get me wrong, but I think it's a delicate balance between wanting to be a master of your craft and putting somebody else down to do it. If you're a true warrior, if you're true success, you don't have to put anybody else down. Trust me. If you're a badass, you're a badass by yourself. Whether somebody's talking about you, whether somebody's talking down to you, whether somebody's stealing, cheating, stuff like that, you can do it on your own. Now I know a lot of people in the business community will probably say otherwise, but hey man, I've been in business. I don't know for how many years. I think I had my first. I think I had my first business when I was 14 years old, and what I come to realize is that you might achieve a short-term success by stepping on somebody's neck or getting over on somebody, but at the end of the day, that's not long term. And when I think about long term, I'm talking about Xerox company, I'm talking about Facebook, I'm talking about Netflix, I'm talking about, and those are some good examples. And I'm also talking about the blockbusters, I'm talking about the Hollywood videos, I'm talking about taxi cabs, things of that sort. I mean, if you would ask any of those companies who was going to be selling the most videos in 2020, let's say 20 years ago, Blockbuster and Hollywood Video would have won hands down. They would say, yeah, there's no possible way. But here's the thing: they always looked at the short term effects. And now I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say once again, 'cause I never said it, but I'm not saying that Blockbuster Video or Hollywood did anything against Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever. But I think when you kind of get into a place of greed, you stop trying to look around the corner. You stop looking down the road. You stop trying to see what's the long-term plan. And that's a dangerous place to be. I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how smart you are. I mean, and that's coming from a person who has 4 degrees. And let me say this too, I know there's a side note. Like, I don't want anybody to think who listens to my YouTube or listen to my podcast or, read my books or blogs or whatever, to think when I say, hey, you got 4 degrees, when I say I have 4 degrees, I'm looking down on somebody. Hey, man, I know people who don't have any degrees. I know folks who ain't very successful. I know people who come from nothing that has a lot. I know people who come from money that were taught well to how to hold on to it. So, I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, I think education is important, and I'm trying to remember who said it, but formal education earns your living, self-education earns your lifestyle, because we all not taught the same. And so for me, one thing that I would tell you is that, hey, remain focused. Don't be greedy. Don't try to sit there and try to get more out of life than what's required. So always remain focused. Stay lean. I always tell people stay lean. I mean, you can still have a multi-million-dollar house and have Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Rolls Royces and still run lean. And the reason why I was stressed about running lean is because that prevents people from being greedy. I mean, hey, just because I make a whole bunch of money, it doesn't mean that I need to stay in the biggest, baddest house and drive the nicest, baddest car. I mean, and I can always make an excuse that, oh, I worked hard for it. I got all this education. I've worked all these places, built all these businesses. That, yeah, I deserve to ride some nice. But, that's just not my style. I mean, I like nice cars. Don't get me wrong. I do have nice cars. I do have nice houses. I own a lot of real estate and stuff like that. But I mean, that's just not my thing. I like enjoying time. I like spending time with my family, my loved ones. I love, showering my family with gifts. So for me, what, I guess I would ask you, what's your greed, and what can you do without? How can you run lean? How can you restructure, your goals and your objectives in life? So, this is me, Ronald Rice, Dr. Rice, attorney Dr. Rice, as some people say, signing off. Love you guys. And you guys need anything, holler at me.